All right. Well, we got some metal drama for y'all.
Oh,
this is a good one.
And I didn't
Our favorite. What's that?
I didn't see this.
Our favorite metal god, Dave Mustaine, is upset with Peter Frampton for talking out of his ass about Megadeth.
Sounds like something Dave would say.
Have you heard the story?
I have not, but he's always talking shit to somebody.
Forgive me if I'm dumb, but who's Peter Frampton?
So, okay, Eric can probably explain better, but Frampton Comes Alive is pretty much what I know.
He was like an arena rock guy around the same time that Foreigner and all those guys were coming out, and he was, he's a good guitarist, and he had some good stuff, and that Frampton Comes Alive is what launched him.
Yeah, that Feel Like I Do song.
Yeah,
but he can't top this though.
Heavy metal isn't a trend.
Yeah,
it's a way of life. There's a fire inside of us, and as long as you don't let anybody take it from you.
Thanks, Dave.
Right?
Yeah. The wisdom of Dave Mustaine right there.
Exactly.
Right?
Secretly, well, not even secretly, loudly, I've always liked Megadeth better than Metallica. There, I said it.
Really?
Yes.
I can't agree with that completely, although I will say Rust in Peace is like one of the greatest metal, probably.
Yeah,
it's like
I think for guitar playing, like Megadeth is definitely, you can tell like that first Metallica record, like I mean, even though they have a lot of cool like little breaks and stuff that Dave Mustaine definitely wrote.
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel like Metallica has more like catchy songs and more, but I don't know. Maybe Megadeth has some good ones too.
Megadeth has a much bigger output. Like
they do.
Metallica too. They put out a lot more stuff
and more consistent.
Yeah, that's 2000s Megadeth is underrated. Like when they had Chris Adler from Lamb of God on that, I think it was United Abominations or one of those records they did.
That was a great album.
Yeah.
Cryptic Writings was a good album.
Cryptic Writings is great.
Yeah.
Like it's
better than freaking Load.
Right, and Risk, like their shit pop album, Risk was better than Load for sure.
Exactly. Like even when they went soft, it wasn't as soft as Metallica went.
Yeah, yeah.
I like Metallica, believe me, but I'm just saying.
It's cool. The new Metallica or the new Megadeth has a song with Sammy Hagar on there.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, let's get through this exciting piece of news.
Okay.
Megadeth has dismissed Peter Frampton's claim about why both artists had their concerts canceled last week at the Virginia Credit Union Live at Richmond Raceway in Richmond, Virginia. So just to give you like the really high level on this, here's basically what happened. Peter Frampton heard that Megadeth broke the sound system and said something about it, and that's why Dave Mustaine's mad. So like it gets. We'll let me just read this crap to you. On Sunday, September 15th, Megadeth announced the band's new show at the venue is being called off. Writing in a social media post, due to unexpected and unpredictable circumstances, our show tonight, Sunday, September 15th in Richmond, Virginia, has been canceled and will not be rescheduled. 2 days later, Frampton, who was scheduled to perform on Tuesday night, also called off his show due to unforeseen circumstances. Our show tonight at Virginia Credit Union has been canceled. A post on Frampton's Facebook page read, "We apologize for the inconvenience. Refunds will be available at the point of purchase." After Frampton's cancellation, AEG Presents, which handles the booking for the 6,000 capacity venue, did not respond to a request for comment from the Richmond Times-Dispatch, but the English-American guitarist and songwriter addressed the cancellations while performing at the Met in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania last Thursday. Frampton told the crowd at the gig, "So we had a show canceled the other day because of the weather, and also Megadeth did a sound check, I think a couple days before our show. And after they finished their sound check, there was structural damage to the stage. I'm not blaming them. Could have been another band, but it looks pretty like it. So sorry, Megadeth, I had to rat on you." So it sounds kind of like he's even joking. Like, also, if you're Megadeth, you're like, yeah, we blew the fucking stage up.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
Yeah.
That's what I think. We're fucking heavy metal, and you're right, we did do it.
Exactly. So listen. So this is why I think Dave's reaction was a little off base. But so earlier today, Megadeth's publicist, Cider, Run, an organization, whatever, released the following statement to Blabbermouth. Based on Peter Frampton's recent statement, Megadeth feels it's important to clear up some misinformation about the group's recent show cancellation. at Richmond Raceway in Virginia. As recently reported, Frampton stated that Megadeth's sound check damaged the venue, forcing Frampton to also cancel his show there a few days later. Megadeth did not even get a chance to sound check at all in Richmond, Virginia. Contrary to what Peter Frampton reports, Megadeth's rigger was in the venue, steel grid system above the stage, getting ready to hang the lights when he noticed there was damage to the venue's grid. He pointed this out immediately to the promoters and to the venue, and it was determined that it was unsafe for Megadeth to hang their production or put the band on stage at the risk of in-house grid failure to support the weight of torture lighting, Freudian slip there, touring lighting and sound which could fall on the band, crew members, or audience, as it could cause serious injury or death. Therefore, Megadeth, the local promoter venue, booking agents had no other option than to cancel the show. And this is the final cut here. Megadeth leader Dave Mustaine added in a statement, "It seems Frampton was misinformed about our show being canceled. The decision was purely based on safety. It's disappointing when someone you admire talks out their ass about you."
I think just don't talk about Dave Mustaine ever, and then you won't.
It should be we're Megadeth, and yes, we did do that.
We did break the stage, of course. Yeah. Like he should have like gone full Trump and been like, "Yes, their weak little stage couldn't handle our powerful metal. Yeah. We're too good. We're too."
Or also just maybe
the greatest band in the history of metal.
I feel like that wasn't even warranted, like to say anything. Like he could have just ignored it entirely.
Yeah. But also, I didn't hear the clip, but read what he says. He's kind of. It sounds like he's kind of joking. Like, "Oh, didn't mean to
that's what I'm saying." Like he didn't even like. There's no reason to even respond
to that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
he's just he's taking the piss, as the British.
And I'm sure that was twisted by some reporter or whatever.
Right.
On it, you know.
But yeah, like Dave, my guy Dave has to like jump in with some like conjuring, like
he has to get the last laugh.
I love Dave Mustaine. Like again, no disrespect to Megadeth as a band, but it's like, Dave, why? Like, come on, dude.
Well, it's like every podcast I watch, I love Megadeth too, and like he was on Joe Rogan, and it's like the first hour and a half is him talking about how Metallica screwed him, and it's like I've heard this story so many times, but also he is in Megadeth, who is part of the Big Four. It's like, who cares what Metallica did? Like, you're in Megadeth too, like.
Yeah, he like never got over that.
Yeah, it's just like every time I watch anything, he's like, "Oh, Lars and James."
This guy says Frampton only sold 75 tickets to his last show in Salt Lake at the Eccles Theater.
Oh, that's funny.
Wow. Maybe that.
Yeah, so maybe Dave should have focused on that instead. He's like, "Hey, Frampton, you're not even selling tickets, man. You got no room to talk about it." But again, it's like you said, Dryden, he should have just not said anything.
No.
Dave.
They're not even close to the same music. It's like, who cares?
No.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, yeah. And Dave Mustaine, like, what did it hurt his feelings or something? He's like,
yeah, who knows?
Someone you admire
talked out their him, so I don't know.
That's about you, yeah.
Must have hurt his feelings.
Damn it, Dave. That's not very metal, Dave. Come on.
Yeah.
Have you seen? I ended up on this compilation on YouTube of different like rock stars talking shit to the audience, and like the most was Dave Mustaine.
Yeah.
There's so many clips of him calling people like inbred and like insulting them personally and like having them drug out for whatever reason.
Oh, I've got
one out of here.
I've got one from I've got one from Salt Lake when he was here just this year, and some kids like yelling something, and he's like, "I don't like people that interrupt me." He's like, "I love you," and he's like, "I love you too, but I don't like people that interrupt me."
That sounds like something Trump would say.
Yeah, but it's like totally Dave Mustaine. I'm like, Jesus, dude.
Well, to give Dave credit, I love the Oscar Wilde quote: "The only thing worse than being talked about is not being talked about." So at least Dave is being talked about.
All press is good press, apparently.
Yeah, he's one of the most talked about people in metal.